Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So a few days ago, I got an idea from a Wing Chun friend that to write a book on healing based on ancient Chinese internal art. After thinking about it, I decided to make this video. There is the following reason. The first reason is that if you see about or observe about the poverty of family, you can see that usually people become poor because one not be able to work due to their own sickness, and that drag down the whole family. Even they want to work, but they can't. Okay, so I'm not going to write a book to make any money or take any money from this type of people. But so to help them, because we are human, is a must. Without talking about the making money out of it. So be it a beggar or a billionaire, if one person is sick, then I think as a human, a decent human, we help them without thinking about whether they are billionaire or they are a beggar. Okay. The second thing is, even if I wrote a book, many might not understand what's going on. Okay. And they will not get the benefit anyway. So there's no point to do that. Okay. That's why today I like to share with you what I know here on the ancient healing or ancient, the basic of all internal art, this ancient Chinese healing art, the spiritual practice and so forth. Okay, one need this basic. Without this basic, one is not going to get their dream or even the most basic implement in reality. Okay, we cannot keep speculate with philosophy and go nowhere. Okay, because the people who is sick, who is wanting to get better, cannot live in just belief or the philosophy. Okay, one need to get result, physical result. Okay, now let's start. Number one is, if we talk about the Chinese ancient healing art or martial arts or qigong or spiritual art, we need to be really careful, because for the past 160 years or so, there is a major gap between what exists or what is it 160 years ago and what we think today. You can see that China is in chaos situations since the end of 1800, and then at the 1965-70 time, the Cultural Revolution of China make it even worse, to cut a lot of cultural wisdom or understanding or technology out of the picture. So it become a big gap. Okay. The issue is like this. This day, today, all over the world, okay, not even just in the West, people have a tendency of create their own things and interpret their own thing based on their own speculation on things which is they have no clue, and it is not what the ancient talk about. Okay. So this is a serious problem when this type of a problem exists. Then don't expect to get a result. Okay. And thus, if you look at the 613.3, I'm proposing the 3 is based on law of physics, law of this human biomechanics, and the Yellow Emperor Classic. Because Yellow Emperor Classic is such very important that one need to know what is the ancient talking about, instead of what today people just monkey around and create their own stuff, whatever it is. Okay. Now, what do I base on when I talk about this kind of stuff? I base on those expert, real expert. Okay, like this Zhou Quanchuan. This is about the Yellow Emperor Classic. This is Nan Huaiji. This is Yellow Emperor Classic. So if you read these books, you know, have a clear view of what's going on, and you know what today people talk about is mostly, a lot of time, or most of the time, or often, one's own speculations. Those things will never deliver. Okay. And like for example, this qi. Qi in China, ancient China, is something moving. Energy which is moving is called qi. Okay. And one need to define very specific what is one talking about, even in the ancient time. Okay. Same with the martial art, the Jing. Jing is something moving. Okay. But what it is? One cannot keep speculation on this level, generalized level, like well, energy, qi is energy. Energy for what? What type of energy? Is that breathing? Or something else? One need to know exactly what it is. Okay. And say for example, even like the term yin and yang. Okay, those are symbolic stuff, which is a general symbolic, like positive, negative. It can be a lot of things. Well, positive, negative in electrical charge. Okay. Positive, negative chemically, and so forth. But for past 65 years or 100 years, most people is just using those positive, negative, yin and yang. Okay. But do not know what it is. It sounds really deep, but it doesn't know what it is. Like for example, in Jing or force law, when you talk about yin and yang, you know about that. It's in today's term, it could be just as simple as action and reaction force. And yin and yang exist in the same time is because action force and reaction force exist in the same time. Okay? So, one need to know what exactly it is. And that's why when I wrote this book, I intend to clear the thing out. Without knowing the basic, it is hopeless. Okay? It's not about my lineage, my system, I'm the grandmaster. We got a problem right now that everything is marching toward fantasy. Okay? So this is an issue we need to watch out. That's why if you know Chinese, read that. There's plenty of experts still. Okay, in the past era, even though they passed away, but they have leave a very good insight, which we can track. Now, if you are you like to translate book, translate those books. It make good benefit for everybody, and even if you make a benefit out of it for yourself or compensations on your work, it's fine. Okay, but everybody need to know this. Okay. So, speaking of the ancient healing art or cultivations or personal development or martial arts, one need to know 5 areas, which is the tuning or balancing of the body, the balancing of the breathing, the balancing of mind, the balancing of diet, the balancing of sleeping or rest time. Okay, this 5 balancing, and then the needs of the medications. Of course, in the ancient medications, meaning the herbs, the acupuncture, and the massage, so forth. But this 5 is what one need to be able to do for oneself. Balancing the body, balancing the breathing, balancing the mind, balancing the sleeping or rest time, and balancing the diet. Nobody can do that for us. Okay? And this is a big key part of the healing, or strengthen the body in martial arts. And if you read this, or according to the teaching of the Yellow Emperor Classic, you know, in the ancient, they actually developed their sensor. It's like the sensor today, where we can sense different part of the body, different function. They have a sensor. But today we don't develop that anymore. Or if you want to practice 站桩, you just stand there and God knows what you are developing. Just standing there, mimic the Sifu, and then you say, well, someday you can be good. No. In the ancient classic, they actually practice such as they install the sensor of breathing, for example, in their body. They know how their body breathe at every condition. That's why they be able to balance it. And also they know what state they need to get in so that the body be able to balance itself. Okay? So even though one talk about, the body has to be loose, the mind has to be quiet, the breathing has to be natural, okay, that is not adequate. One must know the goal is to put oneself, mind, body, breathing, into a state that the body, mind, breathing can do its job to let the body heal itself. Okay, instead of manipulate the whole thing. Today, we the way how we think is that we like to manipulate everything, control. Okay, but seriously, who can control this body? The body has its own law and principle. Okay, one just cannot say, well, I want to control this, I want to control my blood pressure, I want to control this. Be realistic. Can we control our blood pressure 24 hours a day? Or we better off let it do its own job, putting it into a state. Okay. So let's talk about this five important item which is we need to know so that we can balance our body. And of course, medications, acupuncture, massage, and exercise and so forth are help. Okay. However, one must know this 5. If one doesn't know this 5, it is like one buying a car and do not have the operating manual, a usual manual. We don't even know how to maintain the car or drive the car properly or use the car properly. Okay. So let's start with the sleeping and resting. Okay, balancing the resting and sleeping. Okay, so one need to know when to rest and when to sleep properly, how long one need. Okay, because one's body need rest. If one watching TV until 2 o'clock in the morning and then sleep until 11 in the afternoon, in the noon time, now that is going to screw the whole thing up because body doesn't have enough rest. Okay, and we know by today that the body is actually detoxing, start like 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock sometimes. If we don't sleep at that time, the body is not going to function properly. Okay, and when we are really tired, if we do not rest, but we're taking some stimulant like coffee or some energized drink or something, those are going to damage the body. Okay, so that's about the rest. Okay, balancing the rest and the sleep. So in the Chinese called 调睡. 调 is balancing, fine-tuning. 睡 is sleeping or resting. Okay. Now, what the next come is diet. Balancing the diet. Today we need to take a good look at our diet because we are what we eat, and that is the biggest chemical in our body which influence our body. If we overload ourselves with protein, overload ourselves with fat, or overload ourselves with sugar, we are looking into trouble. So if we don't watch out this kind of stuff, I mean, one can go to a doctor or anything, taking pills or anything, it's not going to help because the biggest influence of the body chemistry is diet. Okay, and in the 黄帝内经 is talking about a lot of things like that too. Okay, so we briefly speak about the balancing the sleep and rest and balancing the diet. That's very important. If you want to heal, one need to watch out for that. Okay, remember what we want to do is to put the body into a good state so that it heals itself, and we do not need to manipulate it. It's like a baby in the mother's stomach. It grows itself healthily. Instead, we have to manipulate it every second. Okay, so we want to put ourselves inside that state. That's the way of handling in ancient Chinese healing or strengthening the body system. Okay, now let's talk about the three things. Three things, which is the balancing the body, balancing the breathing, and balancing the mind. If these three things is not balanced, if we do not lose the body, quiet the mind, and nature in breathing, to get into the state that the body be able to repair or energize or charge itself, then everything is hopeless. Okay, We can go to see doctor every day and so forth, but nobody can do anything for us because we live with this thing. We need to handle this balancing the body, balancing the breathing, and balancing the mind. And if we are not trained with it, or we don't even know what the heck it is, how are we supposed to get result? And you can see a lot of so-called qigong on healing art or meditations or martial art today, even though they put a label, quote unquote, internal, spiritual, so forth. It never get result because if one not be able to handle this basic, let the body, mind, and breathing get into the proper body state so that it be able to do the job by itself. But we try keeping using our mind, our brain, our thinking to disrupt it, try to control it. It's not going to work. Okay? And you can check into the thousands of years of the Chinese practice record to see that. Okay. Now, so the thing is, first, if we want to talk about the body, balancing the body, okay, meaning the body has to be loose, then one need to be able to know what does it mean by the body be able to open up itself. Okay, meaning doing nothing. Let the body, all the joints and everything, all open up itself. Okay? Most of us doesn't know that. Most of us just 24 hours, 7 days, 7 days a week, and 360 days a year, keeping commanding the body without knowing what is the state of the body, and do not even know what is the body is about. But we just say, okay, go this way, doing this way, doing this way, doing this. We thought that whatever we think here manage the whole universe. We have no idea that the mind have no idea about the body. In fact, doesn't even know. Okay? If the body not be able to open up, okay, so if this body not be able to open up, that means the oxygen and blood flow is not going to flow properly. Okay? That's as serious as that, as simple as that, and as serious as that. It doesn't matter how much you pray or doing prayer, or how much we think we can control chi or the whole bunch of philosophy. If the body doesn't open up, the oxygen and the blood is not going to flow, and you know it. Nothing will work. So, in order to put oneself into the state that the body be able to heal itself or strengthen itself, one need to open up the body and lose the body physically, meaning after one be able to open up the body, the joints open up, the muscle, the tendon loose up. That is about loose. Without knowing this, forget about it. Okay? So theoretically, we need to understand this. The second thing is breathing. Breathing is so that we can have oxygen come into our body, and so that we have better oxygen intake, and our body function better. That is breathing. Okay. And however, one of the screw up, a big screw up today is forcing lower abdomen breathing. They thought that if they force this part, then they have this internal art, lower abdomen breathing, and they're doing very good. They're forcing the diaphragm and so forth. Well, there's people talking about or 心气 to 丹田, or breathing using your 丹田, this area, lower abs to breathe. Okay, so they use force, use strength. Inhale, exhale, using all the strength. Is that the breathing so-called natural? No, that is totally screwed up. That's why a lot of Qigong and healing art never works. Because it is not what the ancient mean on breathing, nature of breathing. So what nature breathing means? Nature breathing means when the body is opened up, one inhale and exhale, the whole body is actually naturally, effortlessly follow the rhythm of the inhale and exhale. And that improves the oxygen intake. Also, due to the body is open and loose, when you do the inhale and the breathing get deeper and deeper, it create or it provoke an internal massage in the internal organs, because the diaphragmatic breathing getting deeper and deeper, the body get looser and looser, the oxygen intake is more, and the whole body is synchronized with it. And due to this diaphragm move up and down slowly without tensing, it's open up, the internal organ get a massage. And also, due to this type of breathing, this is what the ancient Chinese means on handling the Jing. Because the Chinese, Tao is obviously Jing Qi Shen, okay, or the Chinese medicine Jing Qi Shen. Jing is not essence, it's not just that. In today's language, every cell of your body is Jing. Okay? So without this type of breathing, how can one supposed to handle the Jing, or how can one supposed to help the every cell of the human being? It cannot be done. Okay? So because of one do not know specifically how to lose one's body, one do not know how to handle the body, one do not know how to breathe. But one keeping thinking about, oh yeah, I want to do this Qigong, this internal art, this healing, and so forth, I want to heal my body. How is one be able to get the result when one do not know how the body is supposed to be handled, how the breathing is supposed to be handled? All these details. Okay? Now, the third thing is quiet mind. Okay? We know in this so-called mind, there are four functions. There are thinking, there is intention, visualization, and there is just drop the thinking, visualization, and intention, just simply aware. And one need to get into the aware. Okay? Otherwise, if one keeping thinking, keeping intent, keeping visualize, one is not going to let the body get into the state or be able to reset itself or heal itself. Because one want to manipulate here or control that, and one keep perturbing it. Okay? And in the mind also, that is the stability or settle of the mind, because it's, for example, in the awareness state of the mind or the quiet state, how stable it is. For example, when one drives a car, how stable, how settled is one be able to pay attention to the street condition, or one just go look sideways every five seconds? No, that's not stable at all. Or one absent-minded, that's not stable at all. Okay. So today I like to share with you this balancing the body, balancing the breathing, balancing the mind. This is the basic of the basic. And of course, one need to go speak with one's physical or health care team on what is the good food or diet one's supposed to take. And then one follow that. And also the sleep, how much rest one need. And then when we find out that, one be able to now handle this 5, and it's going to help oneself. Because if we need the acupuncture, the massage and different stuff, that's good, that's to helping it. But this 5 stuff which is we face every day, body, mind, breathing, diet and sleep, if we do not handle that, who is going to handle that for us? And when is that going to be a healing? If our mind filled with a worried thought every day, how is the body supposed to get in the state of healing or rest and let it do its job? It cannot do it. Okay? So this is theoretically is like that. Okay? So right now I'm going to show you these 3 things, the most basic way of these 3 things. So you'll be able to understand what is this about. And it is just this. Don't think too far. This is the basic. Get this basic on handling the body, handling the breathing, handling the mind. We will be able to help get our body into a better position or state to let it heal itself or strengthen itself. Of course, doctor is medical doctor is important, needed, because those are professionals, know how to deal with things. But we need to live a life that we can handle ourselves. It's just like our car. If you buy a new Mercedes-Benz, you just trash it all day long, drive it in a crazy way. Keeping going to the maintenance is not going to do any good. Right? That's what exactly it is. And we cannot say, oh yeah, Mercedes-Benz is good, so that as soon as I have this icon of Mercedes, everything is good. Okay? Well, if we screw it up, we just crush it here, trash it here, brute force it here, we can jump the car. We can trash the car, no matter how much we go maintenance. Okay? So here I'm going to show you what exactly to do. So you just only know this is the 3 basic thing, which is the basic, very basic, but it's key, core, important things of the ancient Chinese healing art or internal art. Without this, forget about everything. It will never deliver a stable result or scientific result. Okay? So here, let's we go. Okay, so let's first talk about the body. We talk about we want to balance the body, and we must know losing the body, so that we can get the body into a healing state or a reset state, or let it do its own job. The first thing is open the whole body, open up the whole body. Is that simple? Yes, it is simple. Just get a zero gravity chair. Now it's pretty inexpensive for this type of chair. Okay, this helps you because so that your body is not into any kind of stress. You get it out. So rest at the very, very relaxed way here. Just rest, don't do anything. Okay. And then you rest, you pay attention to every part of the body, start from the feet to the head, and you just relax every part, and you just don't do anything. You just lay there and let the body just rest. And when you rest, it will open up, and then you become lighter and lighter, and you feel like if any place is stuck, then you move a little bit, so make sure that it is comfortable and rest. That is open up the body. That's all. The more you practice 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the body becomes more open. Okay? So you are not tense, and you be able to open. And once you identify that you be able to do this every time or enter this state every time, when you are tense, you know you go to the zero gravity chair, or even lay on the bed or the sofa or your recliner, and you just do that. That's how it is. Okay? Open up your body. Very simple, very basic. Everybody can do it. Second thing, when we are walking, in Chinese there's a term called 提供, lifting the anus. Okay? And it can be many things, people say, but the most basic way, important way is 提供 is meaning when you are walking, when we are walking, like this is a tailbone, we just feeling like we lift the tailbone before you do anything. Say you want to take a step. I lift my tailbone slowly and then I take the step. I lift the tailbone slowly and I take a step. Okay? So that's it. You lift the tailbone slowly, take a step, and lift the tailbone lightly and slowly, and you take a step. That's what Tai Gong means. If you do that properly when you walk, you feel like you are really lightweight and your spine is in a natural position. That's all. So this is your body can even open up when you're walking. That's what you need for your daily walk. You can let the body in a good state. Okay? Now, so that is the physical body, the basic for tuning the balancing the physical body. Okay? Now, as for the breathing,